right, great. We've got a great way that we can actually start funding our contract. But our code looks a little bit messy. We've got a couple of different functions for getting the price and working with these prices. Is there a way to make this math a lot easier to use? This is where we're going to introduce the concept of a library. So what is a library? I definitely recommend checking out soliditybyexample.org as you're going along with this course as well. They've got some fantastic examples. One of such example is going to be about libraries. Libraries are similar to contracts, but you can't declare any state variables and you can't send Ether. We can also use libraries to add more functionality to different values. What do I mean by that? Well, what we can do actually is we can have getConversionRate be a function of a uint256. So we could do something like message.value.getConversion rate. And we can add functions as if uint256 was an object or a struct or a contract that we actually created. So how do we do this? Well, let's create a new contract in our contracts folder. We create a new file. We're going to call it priceConverter.sol. And our priceConverter.sol is going to be a library that we're going to attach to a uint256. So how do you actually create a library? And what is a library? Well, a library is going to be really, really similar to a smart contract. It's going to start with SPDX, license identifier, MIT. We're going to give it a pragma solidity 0.8.0. And instead of typing contract for the name of the contract, we're going to do library for the name of the library. We're going to call it price converter. Now, libraries can't have any state variables, and they also can't send Ether. And all the functions in a library are going to be internal. So what we can do is we can go back to fundme.sol. We can grab get price, get version, and get conversion rate, copy them all, delete them from fundme.sol, and paste them into our library. And of course, since we're using aggregator v3 interface in here, we can also copy the import from fundme. And since we're not using the aggregator v3 interface in our contract anymore, and we're using it in our price converter, we can paste it into our price converter. Now, if we compile priceconverter.sol, we see that it actually passes. Now, all the functions inside of our library need to be internal. And we're going to make this library price converter different functions we can call on uint256. For example, we're going to be able to do message.value.getConversionRate. We're going to directly be able to get the conversion rate of a value of a uint256 as if that was a function for it the whole time. So first, let's make this internal. Let's make getConversionRate internal, and we'll make getVersion internal. Now that we have this library price converter back in our fundme, we can now import this price converter and attach it to uint256. So we'll do import./priceconverter.sol. And in fundme, we'll do using price converter for uint256. Of course, if we compile our fundme now, this line is getting an issue because it's saying, hey, getConversionRate isn't defined. Now in our library, the first variable that gets passed to the function is going to be the object that it's called on itself. So in fundme.sol, let's go ahead and comment out this line for now. If we do message.value.getConversionRate, this is secretly the same as if we did getConversionRate of message.value. In our price converter library, the message.value is going to be passed as the input parameter to getConversionRate. For getPrice and getVersion, we don't really care about the number, so we're just going to leave it blank for now. So instead of require getConversionRate of message.value, we can now do message.value.getConversionRate and compile that. You'll see that here, we're not passing a variable, even though our getConversionRate function says, hey, I'm expecting a variable. Again, the reason for this is this message.value is considered the first parameter for any of these library functions, and that's how it works. If we wanted another variable in here, like uint256 something else, now we would want to pass something else in here, 123, and this 123 would get assigned to this something else. But we're going to delete that for now. Okay, great. And in doing that, we've minimized our fundme contract a lot by moving a lot of that math and price conversion stuff into our price converter library.sol.